That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. We got the live segment coming up in a second, but we had to kind of get a few things done before that. So I do have to say, because we're not going to be talking about it, but these opening games for MLS was the worst shooting I have ever seen. It was the worst finishing I had ever seen until I watched Chelsea play Liverpool. And then I'm like, they're having problems too.
A lot of those are come from just quality goalkeeping. But again, we'll talk about that later.
What, the Carabao Cup?
Carabao.
Also, do you say groceries or groceries?
See, I need to go pick up some groceries.
Yeah, me too. So I guess that's kind of Midwest, because I was talking to somebody the other day and they're like, yeah, and then we went shopping for some groceries. I'm like,
what?
Some groceries? You mean groceries? She's like, no, it's actually groceries. I'm like, no, it isn't. It's pretty sure it's been
kind of got a lisp going on there.
Yeah, it's like a Barcelona thing.
Nothing against people with speech impediments. It happens.
But no, it's fine.
It's groceries, guys.
I think it's a sort of northeastern thing. Groceries.
Probably.
Yeah, and not everywhere, because I lived in the Northeast for a good amount of time, and I don't remember hearing it out there either. Of course, I was on Army base.
I was gonna say, that's been some time though, right? So
yeah. So the big thing going on right now, and I don't know what we said last time about Ukraine and Russia thing.
We might be contradicting ourselves here.
That guy's like, I don't want to have any politics. I don't want to listen about politics. I don't know what the hell we said. What the hell did we say except this is what's happening right now, and here could be consequences.
I understand where he's coming from, quite frankly. With most entertainment, I think the vast majority of people look at it as escapism, to escape their normal lives. They don't necessarily want to come on.
I get it.
They don't necessarily want to go to a movie and get preached to about current events, unless it's a movie about current events. So say, war in the Middle East or something like that. That's relevant, but it's not necessarily political, I guess. But I guess talk of political talk, and we're not going to get political in the sense. But I guess to some extent, this can be considered political. So,
but there are consequences to the soccer world. We can't just ignore that.
I was honestly kind of surprised they did take it.
Did take what?
The FIFA, UEFA first nixing the Champions League finals in Russia.
Yeah.
And then FIFA basically saying, Russia, you're gone.
I thought they said Russia can play, but they can't be named Russia. They have to be called the Russian Soccer Federation or something like that. So they can still...
must be relatively new news, because new news.
They basically followed what IOC did. The Olympic Committee said, yes, you can have your athletes play, but they can't play under the flag. And there'll be no anthem played, and you can't play under the flag. So they, of course, play under Russian Olympic Committee, I believe. ROC is what they play under. And basically, FIFA just copied that. Oh!
All right, so FIFA and UEFA have today, Monday, decided together that all Russian teams, whether national representative teams or club teams, shall be suspended from participation in both FIFA and UEFA competitions until further notice. Okay. Football is fully united, let me rephrase that. United here and in full solidarity with the people affected in Ukraine. Both presidents hope that the situation in Ukraine will improve significantly and rapidly, so football can again, God damn it.
So
you get the point.
That's an update. What I just told you was what they said yesterday, early yesterday. So they have updated, because a lot of people complain. In fact, Poland said they won't play Russia. They refuse to.
Czech Republic, and who was the other team that might play them or are going to play them?
They all refuse to play Russia. They all refuse. They said, we're not playing them. We'll just take the L.
Initially, they said that they didn't want to play the away matches in Russia.
Well, no.
Then they came back.
Hold on.
Okay,
they did say that, but then yesterday early as well, FIFA said it would be played on neutral territory.
Yeah.
For the away games, but that obviously changed today with that article you just brought up right there. So it's just getting worse, and it's kind of sad because it's really not the Russian players themselves. They're not doing this. They're playing at their club teams, I'm sure, and I don't know if they're for or against what's going on. I don't know.
Well,
we don't know the answer.
And I think we did in the last live stream. I ended up showing just a quote from one of the strikers saying that they're against the war in the Ukraine. So there are definitely players against it. I don't know how many or if all, or maybe he was the only one. Regardless, it's one of those things like they had to take that step forward and do that. Put pressure where they can, I guess, because the whole situation's fucked.
I don't know about like in an existential way, have to or not have to that's all politics anyhow. So the moral of the story is here that there is a consensus in Europe, at least with FIFA and UEFA, that what's going on is on Russia. That's all their fault. And thus they're going to lose some things. And so I guess the Champions League is being moved to France. Is that right? Paris?
I probably could have found that out if the article didn't switch over to a video.
Yeah, I'm sure you could have. But the bottom line is this all sucks, and let's hope they all end soon. And, we can get back to some sort of normalcy, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime real soon. But I guess the fact of the matter is there are consequences, and you have to start wondering after a while if other countries might fall into this sphere of being banned as well, if everyone in the world starts to acknowledge their issues and their faults. And this could be a little bit of a black hole. I mean, we could be going into.
There are already a number of people, at least on Twitter, that are saying that if you're going to be doing this to Russia, then you got to be able to do it to the United States or to England or to insert random country here who's been in other wars, around the world,
or started other wars or whatever.
Exactly.
And
so it can be a slippery slope when they start taking as presidents like this. So, but again, I feel like it was something that was necessary. It was necessary.
So let's end this segment with a little MLS talk. Just a little. I thought there were some really entertaining games this weekend. I did think that the play in general was a little sketchy. And I think that happens every time at the beginning of the MLS season.
Sure, it's the first match. There's always going to be a team or two that are just super sharp, usually participating in CONCACAF Champions League at that point.
Yeah,
I know. I thought Chicago played well.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah, I knew that's where you're going.
Yeah.
I thought Chicago played well. I thought that there was definitely room for improvement. But it was a promising start. They had some shaky moments. Miami had some opportunities. But Chicago had opportunities too. Required some decent saves by Diop. I think it's how you pronounce his name. Diop. So it was a fun back and forth game. Ended in a 0-0 tie, which is Chicago's MO. But
yeah. yeah, exactly.
Team of draws. We'll get 30 to 32 points this season.
I can't even remember what games I watched at this point. I honestly can't, and it's sad.
Columbus.
Oh, I watched the Revs.
Vancouver and Columbus. I felt like Columbus dominated the game even after the red card, and then they start tacking on all the goals.
Yeah, I watched the Revs and whoever they played, and we're going to see some weird shit this season. I think we're going to see the only thing that's going to be consistent. I think is Cincinnati's going to continue to be awful, and I don't know.
It might take them a bit of time, though.
What they can do to fix that?
I think so.
I don't know what they can do to fix that.
Time. What they need to do. What they need to do is they need to not look for an immediate fix. They need to look for some just step upwards. You're improving. Then at that point you'll have more of a consistent team. But if you go from being the shittiest team in the world to trying to be a contender for a playoff spot, it rarely happens that successfully.
Yeah.
Usually the shitty teams in MLS continue to be shitty teams, outside of Colorado this last season, but prior seasons, they were right up there with us.
You're right. Colorado could really be bad this season. Yeah. They really could be really bad. And I tell you what, look out for Vela, man. He was hot this weekend. He's back. He's healthy. Who told us that? Max, that he was going to be ready to go this season. And they do look like they're ready to go.
How'd your LA game go? I
didn't watch it. I know. I did look up all the stats and all that.
Chicharito ended up, he bagged the winner, didn't he? Winning brace or whatever the fuck it was?
He might have, yeah. I think you're right. I mean, I was a little distracted. There was a lot of shit going on this weekend. There were a lot of games, which we'll get into later in another segment, but I think we'll do it when we do the live show along with the Jesse Marsh to Leeds thing, which it's not a rumor anymore. It's a done deal. And there's some guys panicking about that. They're like, oh no, he's just going to get dropped down in relegation. And then he's going to get fired.
I won't go into any of the content on that because, again, we're going to talk about that, especially probably in the live stream. But
yeah. What do you think? What do you think of the word irregardless, by the way?
I guarantee you I said it. I probably said it, which probably sparked you thinking of it.
No, I don't think you did say it. But it's not a word. I mean, it is now. People may say it so much. I'm sure it's in Webster's or something like that. But, no, it's just regardless.
I mean, LOL's in Webster's, so.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you serious? So my mom can use that when we play Bananagram?
Bananagram. I know we've talked about that in the stream. It's a fun game.
It is a great game. Okay. And just one last time to the Discovery Channel. If you're talking about tiger sharks for the second time, quit using photos of sand tigers. They look nothing like one another. Get it right. Do a little homework. All right. We're going to be back at 9 o'clock, which, well, for us, it's about 10 minutes, 15 minutes from now for our live show. And we'll catch you then. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and all that other jazz. We'll see you on the Straight Red Card. That hurt. More verticality. Ding. Recording in progress. All right.